so it's about 7:30. We're heading into rehab. Yeah, it's definitely been a crazy year coming out here. And obviously things didn't go the way I expected them to or wanted them to in the preseason. But yeah, that's the weird thing with injuries is you never really know how bad they are until you confirmation with an MRI. And I walked out of there not thinking it was too bad. And next day we got the news that it was a lot worse than we expected. So we put in so much work to that point, and to get so close to the season, and it ended like that way. It was very disappointing, but that's just football.
Morning, Coach. Triple extension, and we got sled agility.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously being injured can be a lonely feeling because you're not around the team, but I think the training room is a great environment. There's some other long-term guys in there. It's just it's a good environment. It's a good environment to get better. So I really enjoy coming in there every day. Hey, at least I have hair. I think an underrated part of recovering and getting back to being even better than you were before is how good your mental strength and resolve is, and that's something I've been trying to work on. And I've never dealt with something like this before, so just having football taken away from me for a whole season, it's definitely been some tough times, but trying to take it in manageable chunks, just focus on winning one day at a time, I think has been a good mindset for me in attacking this rehab.
These ones we pull up. Nah, bro. These ones we pull out, right?
Yep, out back from the head.
Just
down. Back.
It's been fun. It's been a test of adversity for sure. With 2 injuries early on in my career, but nonetheless, it's been a blessing, and just something that I've always dreamt about being a part of, and actually being here now is just amazing. Mentally, I just had to rely on myself, just being in those tough times of, where it's just me and myself, my own apartment with, with one leg and not being able to walk. It's just how I'm going to really focus on myself to, get myself mentally stronger, because, physically I can work in rehab, but, you can't always work your mental. So that's just something I kind of challenge myself with, just, reading different books or just being in different places to where I would be uncomfortable and make myself comfortable in those positions. Regardless of what our record is, throughout the season, that's not something I look at. I'm more of a kind of like an observant type of person. Like I observe my surroundings. Whoever I'm next to, whoever I'm around. Like I just sit there and want to observe and learn everything about the situation or whatever it may be. And just being here with the Rams, being around just veteran guys, being around future Hall of Famers, that's just something that just, put me in my place right away and put me into where, sit back and learn more than, open your mouth and try to do too much, So that's something I just, I kind of been doing throughout the year, and I'm kind of getting better with being more social now, but it's just something like coming in, I just wanted to learn everything and how it is to be a pro, so I just sat back and watched those guys who are the pros do what they do best. Coming from college, you don't really, it's crazy because I didn't really realize that, those are primetime games. Those are the only games on those days. Monday and Thursday are the only games on. So that's not something I realized until, later on in the season. It was oh, everybody in the world is watching these games. These are the only football games on. So, it's the biggest blessing that you could get, being a football player, being able to play at the highest level with the most people watching. It's just something that you can't forget. And coming back from my injuries, just being able to find out who I really am as a person, it's something that I'm glad that has happened to me early on, so that I can, get used to that adversity that, is not going to be the only time that I experience it.
I can't do that.
Sure, yes, you can. If the thing was this high, here, you can do that.
Just getting this extra free time on my hands, just time to focus on, healing my knee. I just feel a lot more in tune with my body. I know now how important, recovery, sleep is. Definitely taking those things a lot more seriously than I ever have. As a professional football player, I think it's instrumental to get a good night of sleep, especially through the long grind of the season. You want to make sure you're rested up every night, giving your body the proper recovery that it needs. I think that's important for rehabbing an injury, making sure your body's rested up. Obviously, having that bed helps. Usually fall asleep fairly quickly, and I've been sleeping great ever since I got that bed.
So I'm more of a kind of like a firmer type of guy when it comes to my bed. My setting right now is at 80. I kind of tested it out, at low 50s, a little mid 45s. I just couldn't do it. It was too soft for me. So I just, made the firmness harder, and just, I've been sleeping very good since. My sleep schedule is very tight. Like, it's something I learned in college coming from Notre Dame. It was kind of harped on coming from Coach Kelly and his program is sleep is important just as practice, So actually my whole life I've always been, type of guy to go to bed early, wake up early. In college, I was able to open my eyes to what sleep really meant to us, and for me, having I was kind of seeing my HRV, which is my heart rate variability, which is how fast your body recovers in your sleep. Mine has always been high, and that's not something I learned until I was in college, and I kind of always focused on that because like I said, sleep is just as important as practice. If you're not getting a good night's sleep, you're gonna wake up groggy, foggy, and not really ready for the day that's in front of you. So just me personally, I kind of focus on my HRV because I feel like once if my body's well rested and well recovered, then I'm gonna be ready to be my best the next day.
I'm just looking forward to resting, recovering up, getting back to strength and playing again.
What my off season is gonna be like is gonna be like all the other off seasons that I had coming up to the NFL. I'm not gonna change anything. I'm just gonna go take my little mental break back at home in St. Louis for 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna get back to straight work because that's all I want to do. That's all I know, because I know that this year I wasn't able to give my best, or just be able to be the player that I wanted to. So I just know that I'm gonna get back to work and come next year be that guy that the Rams need.